Let's see what happens, Mochi. That's all broken. We sit here in silence. I think that's good. Your breath kind of stinks, girl. Hi. Not Junior actually going to go watch YouTube in the theater room. I want to cry. I should turn the internet back up on my phone. Mochi's here. Yes, I did hear that. Oh, I need this. There we go. Mochi is sitting with me. Yeah, Murphy's Law is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Oh, will go wrong. Enemies accumulate. Wanna crawl into bed? Same. Side duck on your phone case? Oh, yes. I love my little guy.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. You don't need to keep rubbing it in my face, Sarah.
No, you weren't even wrong. You said the same thing, just different wording, but I was just looking it up because I'm just like, yeah. Yeah. What's Bob's Law? I like that one. Yeah. We're gonna more residents. We will. A lot of yeah. I could take my vitamins for a third time. Oh, did anybody get first this time? Wow, crazy guys. I did 3 streams in a day. Crazy. Fucking crazy. I don't even want to do my own role. Oh. Junior, you got a nat 20. You're doing fine. Three streams in a day? So gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. Amazing. So demure. Fuck all of the lore. We're just playing Village. Alright, we're rolling it off of Mochi. 12, 14, and a nat 1. Nat 1 is losing me twice. The rest are because we have Resident Evil. Resident Evil 5 is so much fun. Resident Evil 5 is so much fun. Also, I wouldn't skip to Village. I do actually really like 7. What does this say? We're still into Resident Evil 5. 4? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. I don't see that. Right, 7? Yeah, I do like 7. 4 and 5 clearly hate Sarah. 5 has made me cry before because it's given me issues on stream. Let me get my little guy. Hi. Like juniors. This is our sign to shift to PG3.
You know what it's time to shift to? Beastie Ball.
Oh my god, no, it's time to shift to that bread merging game. Just bread.
It's time for me to shift back to Sundered and get my brain devoured by platforming.
Time to open up Silk Song.
No, no, I can't do no. No. I'm not brave enough to play a Hollow Knight.
I'm scared. Time to open up Elden Ring. Face my biggest fears.
Look,
I'd literally... Yeah?
I'm on stream with my friend Brothers every single Thursday morning while he plays through the beginning of Hollow Knight blind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it was blind at the beginning, but then he literally could not progress without knowledge. So he had to pull up a fucking Steam guide to actually continue playing the game.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, bro. Sorry, Mochi.
I am not brave enough to play those games. I mean, I still have Hollow Knight. I could technically download it right meow.
Mood. Me also.
Also,
Huh?
Pseudo, I don't even own Silk Song. I can't even play Silk Song. I don't own it. It's
I'll open it and then I'll
now.
pass the controller to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Time to just...
Oh.
Let's open up Mage Arena and just Divine Light.
No,
Fireball.
I want to get it.
Fireball.
Get it. It's so fucking silly.
Fireball. Divine Light.
I want to convince Quiet to play it.
We should all play that for a community day.
Oh my god, we could. We just said
Oh,
like
no.
Fireball.
Fireball. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Fireball. That's what I was doing half of the time. Also, you moved back to the corner, so I'm so sorry you're eating the wall.
Yay.
Giga Rage.
Ow.
And Kai can control it. Yeah, exactly. Ping across. Yeah. Did it crash? Hi, Jordy. So,
Well,
the game.
Yes, but actually,
yeah.
also, yes.
So the first crash that broke stream, it completely crashed my entire computer. Don't know what happened to that. My screens went black. It disconnected from OBS and the internet. Don't know what happened there. Second time, my internet and power went out. So, c'est la vie. Que sera, sera. I am having a wonderful day. I don't know where this game's gonna... C'est la vie? Ah oui. C'est la vie. Que sera, sera. I have cookies and brownies.
Can I have cookies?
Oh, at least, like, we're on standard. So, I'm not pausing the music, everybody, too. Oh, oui, oui. Yeah, also because I'm like, it's really calm. I like it. Actually, I can pause it. I can pause it through my phone. I'm just gonna turn it down, though. I like it. In this calm era. Let me just turn it really down. Why, baguette? C'est la vie. Don't know the way she's speaking fake language. Que sera sera. I forget the rest of that one. I'm gonna go cry to my mom later. She's gonna say the fancy Spanish words. Anyways, we're on standard, so it auto-saved, so... I don't even have to do anything over again. I just have to kill 2 bugs again. At least... Oh. Mochi? Now is not the time. I refuse to let you out. I refuse your orders. I have this silly little... Like, I don't know what that instrument is. But it's the one that just, like, you hit the little keyboard with the little sticks. But the way it sounds is so funny, and you really like it.
A xylophone?
I think so.
Blessings unto him and the
Or
sweet mercy they
its
bring.
fancy cousin, the glockenspiel.
And let it be so.
Do you not like the glockenspiel?
You just pulled that out as a Leon, just like... Leon got the glockenspiel. Ashley knocked out with the sunglasses. Is it really funny? She looks like she just has a hungover? She just has a hungover. It's too bright out. Xylophone and glockenspiel. Anyways, I'm going to
There's also
eat...
one that's made of glass. And I don't know what that one's.
I eat an entire pumpkin candy corn, and it is far too much sugar for my daily intake.
But have you considered you need a little sweet treat in these trying times?
Yeah.
Will be your trial and tribulation.
This man is so gross.
You're the one in for a
There is no escape.
Hey, don't. He's winding it up. He wound it up.
Can he not crank that thing?
E? Oh. I don't know what he was doing.
For your suffering shall soon be
Okay, so what if I just jump skate?
Oh, ball in mouth. Dragon ball. Oh, yeah. Laser beam. Mouth.
Ew.
I'm gonna need a snake.
I don't think he's okay.
And a little bit of an egg. Eyeball.
Egg.
Okay, he just became a machine gun. From his mouth. Eat a tub of BJ's. A Pseudo. Also, go look Pseudos. Pseudos? We're playing Resident Evil 4 Pseudo. I don't want you to spoil yourself. When I eat a tub of BJ's and I need a treat in these trying times because my brother in the darkness is
tub of
coming and not
BJ's?
ready. Yeah. Tub of BJ's. I reveal your munchies? The munchies? Oh, that's not a munchie. That's my evil eye. My munchies is the candy corn pumpkins. But also I have brownies, so I'm gonna have brownies and ice cream later. It's lactose-free ice cream too. Glockenspiel sounds like someone who's gone a long tangent about pistols. Glockenspiel.
No, that would be a spiel on Glock.
Oh, we.
Why does he look like that?
Cause you're a bitch.
Tentacling?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Reload faster, Ada. Oh, you're such a little bitch. Ow. That wasn't kneeling. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna heal. So, I think I'm gonna heal. If you look in the, like, frame behind him, you can see in the shadows of, like, that's him. I'm right there. You're a little closer. I can't leave. I can't leave. Okay. I left. Don't I have a grenade that I didn't use? Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Get that Dragon Ball out of your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really just want to hit him with this.
Okay, this one makes it look like I'm just yapping directly to a wall, and I think that's infinitely funnier.
I know, it even took away your Barbie phone.
Yeah. It's like, but I want my Barbie phone. Every
That's what
time
I'm
I
saying.
talk with this one, I put my hand up like that, and that would be like perfect to hold a Barbie phone.
Exactly.
Men's boxing you in like it's a Dead by Daylight match.
The sacrifices me.
But in you.
Your penance is due.
Why is he staring at me? Oh. That's why he's staring at me. Holy shit, her back.
It's like looking in your big old eyes. Oh god, yeah, her back. What the fuck was that?
Oh, I don't remember how to dodge that. I just witnessed.
I don't know.
Oh, he has that thing out.
Hi, Gothic.
Ow. Welcome, Gothic. I have black lipstick? Why, yes I did. I clicked the wrong thing, but I'm not upset. Equipped. Infinitely better. Actually, let's just do that. I smacked an egg on his head.
Maybe you just whacked him in the nose.
Yeah, I needed to hit the eyeball, but I could care less. It was very funny.
You need to be punished.
E.
Toward the path of righteousness.
I don't want to go on the path of righteousness. How's it between my eyebrows? So brainfully pushes my brow so I can pop the fucker out. You're popping what out? Shrimps on the Barbie. So I want to.
Bless you.
Oh, it's like, what's that funny little jingle I hear in my ear? The Halloween music that I didn't pause. Forgot about that playing in my ear. Such a funny little tune that I get to hear. Oh, I thought he said, I know what you see.
Power of the holy body for yourself.
I don't want the holy body.
Too bad. You have the holy body.
Get holy bodied, sir. Get-
Shoots him many a time. Now your body is holy.
Exactly. Why'd he just go?
Yet I'm afraid such efforts are made in vain.
What are you there?
Only the zealous shall be
Why was it was telling me to press space and I didn't know why. I was behind a wall.
fertilized.
Oh, I'm crouching.
Now, the glory of lost legacies.
Hey, dude, I need you to like give me that Dragon Ball. My knife. Oh no. A pillar? I can. My legs are that strong. I want to show his holy body. Damn. Damn, Ada, you're fucking a horror movie coming out the smoke like that. Sounds drunk. The glory left like. You're right.
Control,
Oh,
come
my
in.
spooky little music.
I have the package. This is gonna be hard to explain at customs.
Well done, Ada.
Ada, I don't think you.
Immediately.
Understood.
Why are you going through customs with that, Ada? I love Ada. We put her in the hot fit.
silly.
She's always hot. The ooh 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 ooh. Ada, Ada, turn around. Ada, you could hear that. Ada, you can hear that.
Oh.
Not Basura. Uh-oh, Ada! He's fucking screaming. You would be able to hear that little like. Anyways,
It's icky.
now we gotta break our ankles.
Yeah.
Dum dum.
I like breaking my ankles. I do it regularly.
Don't break your ankles regularly. Like, wait a minute. She has an earpiece in?
That's
Yeah, but then she holds her walkie-talkie up like this because it has a little camera. Damn. Hot, I suppose. He's so edgy with his casual wear and a fucking eye patch.
oh, this is so funny.
He almost said a bad word because of how he said bar. I'm like, well, there. What you better say? Earpiece in one ear, walkie-talkie in the other. Exactly. Those heels are so cute. Oh, no thank you. I'll become one with Leon, but not with you.
Hurt him? Does that not like hurt that guy? To
Okay.
have those things just protrude out from him like that?
Yeah, they're just... You know, it's...
He's alive and
he's...
he has a weird eyeball now.
I don't know why the eyeballs just became a staple of like, yeah, that's what you hit in these. That's how you kill the
Yeah.
enemies. They be popping
In
off.
the eyes, and that's not how that works.
Hey, look, that's us down there fighting.
In the eyes, and they die. Well, I mean, like, people can live without their eyes. Like,
Yeah, they're not. Them not? Them not.
oh, I don't think they're even alive anymore.
Oh, they are, because they can turn back. Shoot. Oh, just you wait till 6. I need us to play that specific.
I don't want to wait. I don't think I want to be here.
Okay, Ada. Let's go. Secret agent shit. Oh, we need to hurry. Oh, we need to hurry.
Oh, there's a time limit. Oh, that's icky.
Yippee! He's aiming at my ass. F. Got that all? No, thank you. Don't want what you're selling.
He's staring at your ass.
I don't know, you took a long time to really aim.
Here, cast.
Thank you. You're dead. Not you. You're supposed to be dead. Okay, he died.
Died.
Excuse me, boys. Yeet. Oh, there's quite a few people here. Quite a few people, indeed. Hit him. Oh. Ow. Okay, that, you know, my own fault. My bad, G. Let me just eat a snake.
Oh.
Okay, I don't want to be anywhere near you now.
I'm empty.
I'm empty. Damn, I wish I could knock them off. Oh, it is right there. Actually, that's quite crazy. I'm all out. Crazy.
They locked me in a room.
Oh, I missed.
A rubber room with friends.
There's somebody behind me. Andre.
It's a me.
Okay, I almost fucked up there.
Don't do that.
I know.
That's not-
I not do. And you did not. Okay, you don't do that. Got a whole head shooter. Okay, I'm kind of done with this guy. Okay, he's not done with me. Okay, now he is. Drop your goodies. Thank you. Okay, excuse me. I somewhat knifed him. Oh yeah, we're on a time limit.
Yeah.
Snake eater.
It's silly.
Two bullets to my name.
No bullets to your name.
Yeah, nah, no bullets. Nah, none left.
None bullets.
Deja vu.
Left grenade.
Ada, you should have kept the box with it. Oh, poor Leon. All that's happening while we're just running around like, I'm just gonna go right over here. La-da-dee, la-da-doo.
Getting sick of your shit.
Leon's just in some running shoes.
Leon! Sorry.
Time to end this. Hold on, Leon.
Yeah, actually, hold on, Leon. I'm collecting some things. Because I actually
Leon,
need...
you can wait like 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I need my ammo. Leon. Oh, excuse you. That was quite rude. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Oh,
Too damn bad.
something is about to hit me. Something is Okay, nothing hit me. There was just fire next to me. Okay. 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 There's a lot happening here.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit.
Oh, thank you. That man is holding... Okay, what bullets do we have? You can't hit me.
No.
Bring me a challenge.
Ada, don't you dare say that. Because I'm very stressed right now. Okay.
Yeah, Ada, this is a very stressful time. Please do not bring a challenge.
Oh, please don't hit me one more time, sir. I didn't take your money, I promise. That didn't get him. Hey, you stop it.
Doc,
Oh,
every
that's
time
an
I
E.
Hear Peter's name, I get flashbacks and like,
War flash. Oh, Jesus Christ. There was just some people to the side. You can't get me. I just ran. I ran out of fear. Oh, which one do I want to mix it with? Okay. Oh, we're going this way. Oh, hey, Ashley. What's up? We're not even close to halfway.
Oh, hi,
Halfway to
Ashley.
what? God, she looks ridiculous.
Hurry!
just
Where
a-
did Ada store the rocket launcher?
I'm on it.
Yes, Goth, girlfriend Ashley. I love that outfit for her so much. This is like part of like the original when you had to line Sadler up for Ada to hit him. Which made the fight even worse, but I love it. RPG and Victoria's hitting. Yeah, yeah, she did. Leon, I was cutting it close, but I got it to you. Where she stored it? No, I can find it on her. She needed help getting it out, you know? Get him, Leon! Sick him! Bark at him! Get him, Leon! Grab his stick and twist it! Grab his stick and twist it!
How
his dick!
We pulling RPG out for cleavage? Yes. I like High School of the Undead. High School of the Dead. Anime. Specifically when the bullets go in between her boobs. It's so fucking funny. Grab his ball and rip him!
Oh.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh.
Oh, he's CB. Skull of the Dead is so fucking funny. It's so fucking funny.
Sorry, I don't know why grab his dick and twist it doesn't affect me, but
Grab his ball and rip
balls
him.
and rip him makes me
Nothing personal,
cringe
Louis and I had an arrangement.
in every way
Don't
possible.
worry, I'll take
I
a
love that. Oh, my spooky Halloween music is going.
Nothing personal, Leon.
Yeah, nothing personal. Bye. I have a ride. You don't though. Loser. I like how she says you coming as if we don't have Ashley up top.
This is where we go our separate ways.
Quiet, there's no more merchant. I'm so sorry.
We can look at his model for you. Quiet, it's been one fuck of a day.
Quiet. Help.
It's just like, help. Help. Help me.
move on.
Help. If you look closely for stream, we've only been streaming for 30 minutes. That's not right now, is it?
Yeah.
I think this is
I
where
mean,
we go,
technically it is.
our separate ways.
Till next time.
You're right, you're right, you're right. You said what? He did what? Hey, Ashley.
30 minutes of us going criminally insane.
Oh, and this is the ending for, not Ashley. Ada's. Little added extra bit. Because in the original, not the original, but like in the main game, Luis is like, I need to do good to make up for my stuff.
Excellent.
And Leon shames Ada of like, you know how much damage that could do? And she's like, well, I got a job.
What are you planning to do with this?
I do not pay you to ask questions.
Oh, but Pseudo,
All you
I've
need
been
to know,
Wait, yeah.
trying not to
Your
crash
dom
up
is
all day, I'll be
breaking.
real.
100 will give their
We
lives.
do see this in the
Just
other one. I forgot.
May live.
Whiskey? I don't know why I said it like that.
Am expediting that change.
Whiskey?
So, we're talking millions.
I've had crash outs, but I think I've overcome it now. I think my the turns have tabled.
Collected.
Yeah, I think so much has now just like broken that it's broken me that I'm just like, it's fine.
Now,
I'm complete. Oh, Whiskey. I call him Mr. Whiskers. I don't know why I didn't connect that at all, especially with all caps. You were excited to see him. Me too, all the time. I don't care if he's evil. You know? Mr. Whiskers. Every time in TBD, I'm like, it's fucking Mr. Whiskers!
Miska Whisker.
Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whisker. He's got a whisk.
Miska Whisker.
Whisker. They actually rewrote this part? Yeah. But man, is Wesker fucking hot. Anyways, we finished it.
Yeah, baby.
Wesker get Amber for Plagas. Boat. I'm sorry. The music with the 2 was so ominous. It's just a fucking boat. It's just a fucking boat. I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens when we get the remake of 5 to see how it all plays out now with this. But yeah. Thank you, quiet. I think I'm better now. Like, I'm cutting that cutscene. Cutting it, ending it, cutting it. Skipping it. There. We got an A.
Come over here so I can have a hug and torment you.
Mr. Whiskers just went. That's all he did.
This is Control. You're flying off course. Report.
Oh, I love this little part.
You're flying off course. Report.
We're flying off course.
Flying off
I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him.
Sir, the explosions failed to detonate simultaneously.
You know who I
Estimated
love?
destruction is well below 50% of the estimates.
All of you guys, you all mean a lot to me. You're all so special.
Oh, Ada.
Hee hee hee.
What to do with you?
I love him. Sorry, I locked into him so hard.
Should we open fire?
No.
His
Her little act of defiance changes nothing. Besides, we have all we need.
oh well, here you go, Pasuda. Yeah, this explains
continue.
everything.
As
Oh, is that
planned.
Krauser? That's Krauser. That's Krauser.
Obviously.
Oh my god, we gotta hear this voice actor laugh as Wesker, because he did the voiceover work for the show in Halloween Horror Nights. And he laughed. Oh my god, impeccable. Impeccable evil laugh.
The sun will set on the age of man.
Boat. Why can't it be the age of woman, not the age of Wesker? I think that's very right. Yeah, it plays out well. I forgot about that little end bit. When loading, Separate Ways did save that. Yeah, if you want it S+ ranking, no matter what in DLC or this, you have to start a new save. We only saved 2 times, and really we only need to save 1 time. The OG implied Ada was fine with mass catch. Yeah, they rewrote her to be more of like, I don't want to take part of that, but she would. I could see her going both ways, especially by 6. I feel like she's just tired of all this shit.
No, she better go both ways.
But also, I just want to say, I have... Thanks, Resident Evil. Botanist. Oh, I didn't complete that last time. We got green colored hair for Ada. Bonuses, extra
Oh.
content shop. For Separate Ways, I have this Wesker outfit change. Oh, I didn't purchase it yet. If I purchased, we purchased that and we're gonna purchase this. Why? I don't know.
I don't think I will.
Where is he? I thought I bought him. Did I
I don't
not?
think you're allowed to buy people anymore.
You're entirely correct. Do we not? I didn't buy him. Okay. Anyways,
I will be back in a second.
okay.
Hee hee hee.
Quiet. Here's your man. He may not talk, but here he is. I bought him so you can at least look at him. There you go. You just missed him twice. Damn. Yeah. Look, his bag jiggles. Jiggle physics for the bags. In the hood. How do I, there we go. That's as far as I can zoom in on his face. I want to know what his hair looks like. Do you got hair? Are you bald? Like, that's fine if you're bald. I just want to know. I want to know his secrets. Lovely man, yeah. Yeah, the hood jiggles too. And like his sleeves. Oh, and the water bottle. Oh, and oh, I love how those move. I don't like that the grenades move. It makes sense, but that's quite scary. I love his tune-up gear. He's got his nice apron on. What a wonderful man. Working hands. His backpack's a little loose. Anyways, I bought this outfit for Wesker. I guess I didn't buy it. Let me see if I can. Let me click on this. Wait, I'm gonna no. It's not there. Bonuses, options, mercenaries, separate ways, mercenaries, separate ways, options. No. Bonuses? Oh, wait, let me look at my challenges. So I think the challenges that I complete got me the green hair. And it should be down here. Yeah. I just got this one. We need the space. The attached case to the largest size. Oh, we never got the largest size. Interesting. 0.5 Wesker, but alas. Yeah. Isn't Leather Daddy Wesker? It isn't Leather Daddy. No, yeah, it's not that. It's just normal suit, just fancy suit. Can I click right? I want these though. These are cat ears. And 6 kg of force. Our user in a 5 kg down and L levers. 3 pounds of force to pull the pin. Damn. That's fair. But like, I don't know. What if the merchant accidentally like hits it and it comes undone? Let me go to this. Oh, if I hit start, yes, it's in extras. Oh, I can do this now. Sorry, he's always gonna be set to the outfit now. Look at him. His normal outfit is really nice too. It's just a different suit. It's literally just suit. It's named suit. Anyways, since Kai is AFK, we're gonna close this. And now it's decision time. So it'd be an extremely short stream if we just did that. But I think we're gonna try to play Resident Evil 5. But we're just gonna take it easy. If it doesn't work, it's fine. Shoot is boring. Add Leather Daddy. You're real for that. I love that that's his default skin in DBD. Mochi, I don't want to stand up. Is somebody in the hallway, Mochi? Okay, let me let her out. She's probably hungry. Let me let Mochi out. Is this gonna update? It'll update the Resident Evil 5. Come on.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Fucking one. You see, take it twice. I desired freedom. She did desire freedom. Ow. Is this gonna update? I don't know if this actually has updated or not. Okay, it does say Resident Evil 5. Doesn't say Resident Evil 5 for everybody. Oh, me hydrate?
Yes, it does.
Yippee.
Me too. No. No. Not allowed. Illegal.
Okay. You know, I'm not going to try to double click everything. I'm just going to wait for this to properly open. Does indeed. Hail. Yeah. We're going to wait till it fully opens. Everybody gets to hear the sound. Kicks in, but my keyboard or arms are slightly offset. Mood. The fight or flight kicked in like, I gotta type. But it wasn't in the right place. Don't make me... Oh! Damn, you said don't make me come over there and
Fine.
yell at you. Okay. Tapping out.
Yeah.
Properties. Resident Evil 5. Pausing the music because I can. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, hold on.
Resident Evil 5.
Don't mind where it is right now, okay, you guys? This game is so loud in my ears. Hello, princess. Hi, car.
Hello, princess.
Never yell. It sounds like a bold lie. You just said you would yell. Let me turn. Okay. Like, yeah, I need to,
No, quiet doesn't yell.
Yeah, you're entirely
He
right.
just shouts mildly loudly.
Oh, that's not what I want.
Why is Resident Evil so small?
Yeah, it does this. I don't know why I thought keyboard and mouse was gonna be the right button. Resident Evil 5, yeah, we made it! Just don't look at it. Subtitles on.
Too bad I'm looking with my special eyes.
Camera. Customized. Why is Screams Eternally stuck? Screams Eternally isn't stuck, okay? Screams Eternally is always the background image because... How do I... Is it system settings? Yes, it is. Full screen. Okay. Brace for impact. There we go. Look at it. Ta-da.
Yummy!
Ta-da. Oh, yes. Keep that.
Hi, Carl.
Right.
But this is right.
Wrong.
Right. Thank you, Car, for 14 months.
Hey, rar.
Prime. Fertile sync. Refresh rate. Sure. Shut it.
Hey, rare.
I don't think this is gonna
Oh,
kill
it's,
my computer. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's
it's
fine.
still so baby. It's so small, so baby.
Oh yeah, there's a delay. I can see that. Oh, my bitrate. Hey, so the bitrate went really up. So like you can hear me real time, but they are extremely delayed.
Yeah.
My
let me
it's
refresh stream and then like
like my
I
internet
have to listen to my voice.
bitrate
See how bad it's
Die.
delayed.
big delay.
Where are you?
I was like, oh my god, who messaged in chat? It's me. That was me. It's going down now. I think that's just like actually my internet.
Oh yeah, it's yeah, I can. You said it's going down, and then I watched it stutter. Watch it keep stuttering.
Ooh, how
Hee.
turn out? What color?
Yeah, because right now you're saying that you can hear me in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, not Brazil. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's big delay. Oh, I see it stuttering again
Yeah.
too. Oh, it went crunchy on my iPad. Go crunchy for
Yeah.
anybody else. I say that as if anybody gonna respond to me in real time. Told you. Pat.
So for me,
Yeah.
it's not crunchy. I'm seeing it in the exact same quality. It just keeps stuttering. Like really badly.
Interesting. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
It's stuck now on one image. Oh, it's completely stuck now. Oh, it went crunchy. Because I tried to reload.
Sorry, I was hearing myself and I'm like, oh.
Mood. Big mood. Set as
Yeah.
max bitrate.
Yeah, but you sound pretty, so.
I'm gonna fight you. Pseudo OBS has been fucked up recently.
If you redo bitrate, then you have to restart stream in total.
Yeah.
Which might be good, to be honest, considering the amount of delay.
Yeah. I'm just kind of watching it. I've been quite a bit due to some bitrate bullshit. Yeah, my bitrate went... Okay, so my bitrate... Hi, Pseudo. Whenever you get to this message... my bitrate... I don't think it's that badly as delayed as earlier. Yes, it is. I see the... Oh, yeah, just appearing there. Anyways, Pseudo. My bitrate is normally like 2,000. That's where it sits normally. It jumped up to 7,000. But the little internet connection thing with like the bing, 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 bing is red. It's only on 1. Or future past. There, future past. Yeah. My bitrate said,
You know what's funny is I was dictating. Sorry, I was dictating for them.
I love that. Anyways, collectively.
See, my bitrate is normally about 3K.
Yeah, mine goes between. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just a. Oh wait. Anyways, collectively, should we turn it off and turn it back on again? I want you to know my drop frames is at 16,000. It's getting closer to 17,000.
Hey, that's nothing compared to me, who's once had 57,000 drop frames.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. My internet company was having maintenance that day.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's so
Uh,
funny.
Luckily, I was when it happened, I was trying to stream with my friends, and so I was able to just stream it to Discord, and then they have it on their stream.
Oh, that's so
instead.
real. Hey, it worked.
Mhm.
Oh, we're at 18,000 drop frames now.
Yippee!
Yippee! I guess,
It would probably be the best to try and restart it.
yeah. I mean, no one else has said,
Yeah.
oh, well, I mean, Quiet gave a obvious answer. Bite OBS, yeah.
Fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when anyone's ever gonna hear this, but that's okay.
I like now just seeing, I don't know why we're just, oh my god, my bitrate's at 21,
We're just in
1,000.
yapping.
and my bitrate is at 21,000.
Why is your bitrate so high?
Oh my god,
Normally
it's
my bitrate goes.
it's-
My bitrate tanks.
It's
to, like,
back!
0.
Oh my god, my connection is back. It literally was
Oh my God, it's
something's
back?
with, yeah, it's at green now. I mean, there's still gonna be a massive fucking delay, but it's better now.
Yeah.
So if I restart it,
Let
it'll be
me-
fine.
Yeah.
My poor,
Yeah.
I just saw. How?
I assume we're gonna restart the stream, right?
Yeah, I assume so too. Twitch drops. Duolingo. In this economy? Let me tab out of this game. Takes so long to tab out of the game.
What is it with every single Resident Evil